Um, I've been struggling the last few weeks. I've been feeling really down. Oh, that's the dog barking. But the one thing I've continued to do is to cook. I haven't done any new films for the last few days. And I thought, I'm just going to make myself, because it's the one thing that makes me feel normal, is doing the thing I love the most, which is cooking. Oh, and the other thing I love the most is eating. So I've got from the garden, suddenly from having no vegetables, we've had a few days of sunshine each week, like a couple of days each week. And so suddenly everything is sprouting and growing. My tomatoes are turning red. So I've got these courgettes and I've got some tomatoes that have turned red, and I don't want to waste them. I want to have them when they're fresh as possible. So I'm going to do a stuffed tomato recipe. You can see I'm using a melon baller, and I'm just making little canoes out of my courgettes. So it's all kind of leftovers tonight. The flesh that was inside the courgettes, I'm roughly chopping. I'm going to finely chop an onion. I've got some really ratty looking parsley. I'm going to pick the leaves of this, and I've also got some basil leaves. At the moment, the courgette canoes are in the oven at 180 degrees, cooking just for about 7 minutes to soften them up. And then I will make the stuffing. Oops. Oh, just wait a minute. What I'm doing is, before I start my cook, I always do all my prep first. And I am using, which I did yesterday, if you watched my lasagna film, I'm using my garlic slicer to slice my garlic, because I just want to say I'm with Anthony Bourdain when it comes to, he hated garlic presses. He thought they were the devil's work. It ruins the flavour of the garlic. Sorry, that's some farm noises outside. So I remember watching The Sopranos, and there's a scene when they're in prison and they have this razor blade, and they are cutting paper thin pieces of garlic to go in their sauce. And I thought, what can achieve that? A truffle slice. So I'm getting everything prepped before I now cook the filling to go in the courgettes. First thing that goes in are the onions, which are going to saute on a low light and in olive oil. Well, it's sizzling, so I'm going to turn that down. I don't want to colour the onions. I just want to cook them till they're soft. You've seen this 100 times. I don't rush the onions. These are going to cook probably for about 10 minutes until they're soft. The onions are nice and soft. I've got the courgette flesh, the tomatoes and the garlic. That's all going to go in, and I'm going to cook that, probably take about 10 minutes till it's nice and soft. I'm going to season it with salt, and I'll put a good quantity of salt, and I'm going to put some pepper in, and I'm going to saute this. I'll turn the heat up a bit. This is cooked for about 4 or 5 minutes. I've got my rice. I sprinkle the rice in. I'm going to stir it to coat it in all those lovely flavours. Spread it out evenly. I've got my stock. In my recipe, I say to use vegetable stock if you want to keep it vegetarian, but I have some nice chicken stock to use up. So I'm going to lower the light, and I'm going to cook that for about 12 minutes until the liquid has been absorbed. It's very dark, isn't it? Sorry. God. I don't know about you, but when you have down days, are you just so banjaxed by complete and utter exhaustion? I'm so tired, but I am motivated by food and I'm hungry. The stuffing is made, that cooked for 12 minutes. I'm just going to check for seasoning. Actually, That's okay. I thought it might need more. Sorry, I'm just looking for a stirrer. I'm not going to add any more at the moment because in here I've got a load of parmesan and I've got my chopped fresh herbs. So I'm going to stir that through. I also, because it seems to be what I do with absolutely everything I cooked, I did add a pinch of chilli flakes. That is a hangover from my BBC Oxford days where I know Adam absolutely loved chilli flakes and I added them to everything. So you can now grab a spoon and use this filling to fill each of your little courgette canoes. And the more is more, girls. You can see I have put every last bit of stuffing in there. I'm going to cover this and this will go in the oven for 20 minutes. Sorry, I should pause that. That's Yellowstone in the background. So I'm going to cover it with foil for 20 minutes and then I'm going to take the foil off and finish it off with the panko breadcrumbs for the last 15. These have cooked for 20 minutes covered. Be careful when you take the cover off because that steam is hot. I'm no longer watching Yellowstone. I've moved on to Australian MasterChef. Oh, they're just a bit squished along. Just going to spread them out again. There we go. Now I mixed some, that's hot. I melted some butter and stirred in some panko breadcrumbs, and this is what I'm going to sprinkle all over the top of the courgettes. And then I'm also going to add a little sprinkle of sea salt as well. And then these are going to go back in the oven uncovered for 10 minutes. I thought I'd leave the camera on and we can share the excitement of this coming out the oven. Ooh. Oh, that looks lovely. There we go, it smells gorgeous. That is nice and crisp on top. I've also got some lovely smaller pieces of basil, little leaves. I have found, now that it's just two of us in the house, the best way, I've never bought growing herbs before because I used to go through so many. So these are growing herbs, you cut them down and you get some lovely little leaves. Anyway, I'm rambling. There we go. These are summer stuffed courgettes. I will do the recipe.